Now we will log into a UNIWeb account as an academic administrator. It is important to clarify that a user with UNIWeb administration privileges isn't necessarily a system administrator, but will often be a reviewer or even staff. You will notice that the home page for a UNIWeb administrator and that of a standard UNIWeb user are more or less the same, except for the administration tab here on the left-hand side. This button will give us access to the roles and features which are exclusively available to UNIWeb administrators. The first one that we are going to look at is access control. When creating a UNIWeb network for the university, the access control tab will be used to assign administrative access to the selected users, and to determine which roles will have which permission. Next, we're going to look at the Members tab. Here, a UNIWeb administrator is able to view all of the UNIWeb accounts in the group that they have permission over. If the administrator wishes to view their CV data, they can do so by clicking on their account. If an administrator wishes to download a researcher's academic CV, they can choose to have it downloaded to specific formatting and styling standards. To find a person or group, there are options to filter by academic titles and academic unit, in the same way that we saw earlier in researcher accounts. All of the document types and formatting options that we saw earlier are also available to administrators who need to download reports. An academic administrator, if they so wish, can download a report from one researcher at a time, or download in bulk from multiple researchers. The researchers on this list can also be sent a generic message. This function can be very useful prior to collecting activity reports, as the UNIWeb administrator can notify the researchers that the reports will soon be collected, and that they should therefore have their CVs up to date. While the academic administrator can view and download the researcher's CVs, they cannot make changes to it. However, the administrator can create and modify the researcher's public profiles. This has been found to be very useful when helping researchers set up their profiles. UNIWeb can integrate with the university's authentication system, where a user can both create and access their account by simply entering in the same login credentials required for their regular university accounts. Before this functionality is set up, however, administrators can create the accounts by hand from this page, as well as download a list of users presently in the system with the aid of all the applicable filters. Going back to the main administrator page, we'll also look at the option for academic metrics. You're looking at a table of content for the different categories of metrics. The functionalities under these categories provide academic administrators with all of the necessary tools to measure internal research performance, from assessing the number of publications per team to course development activities and funding. There's a wide variety of academic metrics options to choose from. Among them are publications, presentations, supervision, and report funding history. All of these metrics can be filtered down according to academic title, unit, and date range. They can be reviewed as different chart types and downloaded as an Excel file as well. As seen here, I choose what I want to measure, and UNIWeb compiles a document which I can download to use for meetings and reports. When this information is downloaded as an Excel file, it is laid out in two tabs. In one tab, the information is laid out in the chart type that was selected in UNIWeb, and in another tab it is laid out in a table, so that anyone who is comfortable and knowledgeable with the properties of Excel can rearrange this data any way that they wish. If I wish to gather raw data compiled from different units and sections of my choosing, I would click on the Export Custom Metrics button on the top right-hand side over here. As you can clearly see, this feature demonstrates that UNIWeb captures all of the raw data that is gathered from CVs in the system, and universities can freely select how they are measured according to their own specific needs and priorities. UNIWeb's engineers can create your customized academic metrics and have them available to download and present. The public interface of UNIWeb unveils the hidden links of researchers' expertise across the institution. Universities with UNIWeb can use these newly visible local networks to identify expertise and facilitate collaboration through a local research network. Unveiling these hidden links and bringing the university's research output to the fore is another way how UNIWeb enhances researcher productivity. Strong teams of complementary expertise are more likely to perform well in funding competitions, and making vital information immediately accessible saves a great deal of time. Researchers can find each other based on shared research interests, breaking out of their silos. This demonstration will show how an external or internal collaborator can immediately find someone with the research interest or expertise that they need, an action that would otherwise take significantly longer using traditional university web pages. With research productivity at the forefront of UNIWeb's initiative, a complete researcher profile can be completed in a matter of minutes. On the right-hand side of the screen, the Fill from CV button will populate the fields in the public researcher profile with the information from the private curriculum vitae page. The developers of UNIWeb decided that there should be a distinction between the information that is shown to the global community and the information that is shared with report reviewers. To decide which information is to be carried over to the public UNIWeb profile, in the event that information is recently added to the curriculum vitae page after having completed a profile, or if the user only wishes to import certain information, the user only needs to click on the appropriate boxes. Here's the public UNIWeb profile of a professor at the University of Ottawa. We are looking at this from the point of view of someone who may not have a UNIWeb account. This researcher specializes in social geography, examining how global warming affects migration. The tags listed beneath her contact info are her research interests, and UNIWeb will automatically link her with any other researcher in the institution who has tagged the same research area as an interest. Here, in a separate tab, we see that she has a variety of connections within the Department of Geography. These are people down the hall, the ones she knows. But here we see connections beyond the Department of Geography, such as this one in the Department of Rehabilitation Sciences. They are linked through the shared interest in language rights and policies. He could be a valuable resource that would have been practically impossible to find any other way. External collaborators can easily find and connect with researchers for partnerships. When we take a step back and look at these profiles from the perspective of an entire institution, we'll be able to easily see what a university is actually doing. From a higher level, these network links come together to form larger research clusters. Here are the different clusters of research interests for the University of Ottawa. We want to see what is being done in the domain of nutrition. In 5 seconds, I can tell you the names of the researchers working on this topic. I will navigate to this cluster of health sciences and not only see the researchers, but also the work they do. From here, we have the option of following the work of either a specific person or see what is being done under a specific sub-area. This method of presenting information offers users, the public, prospective students, and companies easy access to information on the university's research activity and who's doing it. When this researcher imported her publications from her file in order to create a funding application, she labeled them according to their research areas. These publications are then classified under the area or sub-area in the system, and can therefore be filtered down according to research area. This detail helps internal and external collaborators to have a more complete understanding of what the institution and its units are producing. It also gives them the chance to understand not only what, but where the researchers at this institution have published. The social academic network component contributes to the productivity of the office staff as much as that of researchers. A research services office can use the academic network to promote funding opportunities to researchers based on their interests and expertise, and to support researchers in project and team development. Technology transfer offices can connect industry partners with matching researchers and promote the outputs of collaborative projects. Graduate studies offices can showcase the internal research community to prospective students. There are a plethora of tools available for researchers today. Whether a system is developed by a university's internal IT department or purchased from an external community, UNIWeb can seamlessly integrate with whatever's in place. UNIWeb can both retrieve and send information to whatever system is currently in place or expected to be.